Most traders think they're one strategy away from success, one indicator, one setup, one secret entry technique. And if you're struggling right now, you probably think the same thing. But what if I told you the strategy isn't the problem? What if the thing holding you back has nothing to do with your system at all? Because for most traders, the real problem is much closer than they think. The endless search. Look at the average trader's journey. They start with one strategy. It loses, so they switch. Then they switch again and again. Months turn into years. The strategy changes. The indicators change. The charts change. But the results stay exactly the same. And eventually they ask, why isn't anything working? The answer is uncomfortable because the strategy was never the biggest problem. The real problem is this. You can't consistently follow the strategy you already have. Think about it. How many times have you entered too early, exited too soon, ignored a stop loss, increased risk emotionally, skipped a valid setup? Most traders don't fail because they lack a strategy. They fail because they can't execute one consistently. And those are very different problems. Why this is hard to accept. Most people hate hearing this because strategy problems feel easier to solve. You can buy a course, watch a video, learn a new indicator. Execution problems are different. Execution forces you to confront yourself, your fear, your impatience, your ego. And that's much harder than learning a new setup. The illusion of more knowledge. Here's something strange. Many traders already know enough to be profitable. They know risk management, position sizing, patience, discipline. The issue isn't knowledge. The issue is applying knowledge under pressure. Because when real money is involved, emotions become louder than logic, and that's where consistency breaks. The trader who never improves. Imagine two traders. Both use the exact same strategy. One follows the rules exactly. The other constantly modifies them. One trusts the process. The other trusts emotions. After 6 months, their results are completely different. Not because of strategy, because of behavior. Legendary trader Jesse Livermore understood that markets reward discipline more often than intelligence, and that lesson remains true today. The emotional loop. The problem becomes even worse over time. You break a rule, you lose money. Now confidence drops. Because confidence drops, you trust yourself less. Now you hesitate more. Now execution becomes worse. Now results become worse. And suddenly, you're trapped in a cycle, not a strategy cycle, an emotional cycle. Why most traders keep switching? The reason traders keep searching for new strategies is simple. It's more comfortable. Changing a strategy feels productive. Changing yourself feels uncomfortable. So instead of fixing execution, most traders keep collecting information, more indicators, more courses, more systems, but none of those solve the real problem. What professionals understand. Professional traders eventually realize something powerful. A simple strategy executed consistently often beats a complex strategy executed emotionally. Read that again. The edge isn't always in the system. The edge is often in the execution. As trading psychology expert Mark Douglas taught, consistency comes from consistent thinking. And consistent thinking creates consistent actions. The question you should ask. Instead of asking, do I need a better strategy? Ask, can I follow my current strategy for the next 30 trades without changing anything? Most traders never ask that question because deep down, they already know the answer, and that's where real growth begins. Not when you find a new strategy, when you become consistent enough to trust one. Closing. You don't have a strategy problem. You have an execution problem, an emotional problem, a consistency problem. And that's actually good news, because once you stop chasing new systems, you can finally start improving the thing that matters most. Your behavior, your discipline, your process. Subscribe to Mind Over Markets, because the biggest breakthrough in trading often happens the moment you stop looking for a better strategy and start becoming a better trader.